Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Rue. I was introducing myself as Bambi the last couple of videos. I was having an identity crisis, don't mind that. It's Rue and welcome back. So the purpose of this video is I really wanted to show a realistic, cozy weekday night routine, and I'm specifying weekday because that's very different from a weekend where I don't really do much at all. There's this term realistic routine that is used on YouTube, on TikTok, that just is not actually realistic. My house is kind of dirty, I'm kind of in a bad mood, and I might forget to brush my hair tonight. That happens sometimes, okay? The second point of this video is I wanted to discuss what I like to call the delusion of negativity because it has been affecting my mental so heavy lately. So with all of that being said, let's get into it. I have my cute polka dot pajamas on because that's how I romanticize myself, and I'm trying to braid back this tangled ass hair so I can do my second least favorite thing, which is dishes. My actual least favorite thing is laundry, and we're gonna do that next. It's all fun and games talking about being realistic until your ring light breaks. It's not working. As you can see, I got started on the kitchen around 9 p.m., which is a little bit later than usual because I did film the intro for this, and then I realized we're almost out of king cake coffee, which sucks because the season is almost over, so we won't be able to get any more after that, which is terrible because it's my favorite. But yeah, I'm unwisely brewing one at 9 p.m., and then I'm probably gonna complain tomorrow that I didn't get any sleep, but here's some oat milk. Silk is the best, a little stir, and cheers. I don't know how to explain it, but there's something so romantic about this. There's something so just cute and simple and romantic about my lipstick being on this coffee cup. I love being a woman. I just started 14 minutes ago, but I'm taking a little break. A little breaky break, you feel me? I started with the dishwasher just to go ahead and get all of those out of the way, and yes, I'm using Dawn dish soap because I was out of the little pods. Then I lit a candle and started getting the counters wiped down to get everything smelling good and feeling clean. Then I washed some dishes by hand so that, you know, the dishwasher doesn't mess them up, like the cast iron, for example, which after I get done washing, I wipe that down with bacon grease because it just preps it for the next time I'm gonna cook. Finished all that before 10 o'clock. Surprisingly, now it's time to start on laundry. I feel like the ring light breaking at the very beginning of the video was actually kind of symbolic to what I was going for anyway, but still at first I was going, oh my god, the ring light is broken, I'm not even going to be able to film this, but this is what it normally looks like while I'm doing these tasks. It doesn't make my skin look as great, but that's okay. I have laundry hanging up all over my house because I keep meaning to wash it by hand. I've been trying to do that with some items just to preserve them, but I keep forgetting. Then my cat gets in the closet and refuses to get out, so I had to get her out, and boom, done. I just heard meowing from the closet and I realized my cat was still in there this whole time. Basil, come on. Come on. What's extremely ironic about this video, it's titled Realistic Night Routine. But I almost didn't make it because my house is dirty. I almost didn't make this realistic nighttime routine because there's dishes in the sink that I have to do when I get home from work, and oh my god, there's laundry in the guest bedroom that I haven't done yet. Who cares? But that's the point. Negativity will turn honest people into liars. Those negative thoughts in your head of, oh my god, people can't know my house is dirty, all of a sudden that's turning into you acting like it never is, which is kind of a form of lying. For dinner, I'm doing pasta, which is one of my go-tos whenever I have a bunch of stuff in the fridge that's about to go bad. So I had some leftover bell pepper and onion and mushrooms, also some lemons that I've had for a while that I needed to use up. And I'm just throwing this all into the cast iron with a little bit of white cooking wine. That stuff is incredible. Oh, I also added like just 3 little cherry tomatoes because they were about to go bad like everything else. Then I threw some noodles into a pot and started boiling those. Then I added some andouille sausage. This was actually my husband's idea, which gave it a really good Cajun flavor. Always save your pasta water, by the way, if you're ever making it semi from scratch like I'm doing, because I do end up adding a little bit of sauce to it later. Then I'm squeezing 2 slices of lemon in it, and I'm adding some oat milk because I didn't want to use too much dairy. Then I'm mixing that all together, and then I'm seasoning it with lemon pepper and with Tony Chachere's and also this Cajun two-step stuff, which is really good. Then some salt and some pepper, some nutritional yeast to give it like an extra cheesy flavor without adding, again, too much dairy. Then I picked some fresh basil out of the windowsill and added it to the pasta, and you cannot tell me this doesn't look delicious. Not only was it good, but it used up all the food that was about to go bad, and I love that because I hate wasting food. We ate some Cheetos, and then later for dessert had toaster strudel. I absolutely love these. They're so nostalgic and just delicious. First thing I have written down, and I have some bullet points because I have a very short-term memory, is that believing everything is bad is just as delusional as believing everything in the world is without flaw. And that kind of sums up this whole delusion word that I keep using that's centered around negativity. No one realizes how delusional these negative thoughts actually are. Moving on, this might make some people upset because it made me upset to realize this, but convincing yourself that everyone hates you, see how I'm kind of using examples that have to do with something being 100%. That's not how the world is. Nothing is 100%, nothing is black and white. So convincing yourself that everyone around you hates you and thinks terrible things about you is just as self-centered as thinking everyone is always thinking about you and they always love you. I've had that thought so many times. Self-loathing can make you very self-centered. And I have OCD, like very bad, and I call these patterns thought spirals, but you don't have to have OCD to have thought spirals. A lot of people have them. That's when a negative thought will pop into your head and it just keeps going. It keeps spiraling, it keeps swirling like this dark whirlpool, because your mind will always look for things to prove itself right. It will always look for that confirmation that it's smart, it's intelligent, and it knows what's going on. An example I always like to use is it's like planting the image of a blue car in your mind. You will start seeing blue cars everywhere. It's not because there's more blue cars than there was yesterday. It's not because you manifested these blue cars into existence. It's because now your mind is looking for them. And those blue cars can be those negative thoughts about yourself. You start planting those thoughts and then your mind is looking for them everywhere. It's looking for reasons to think that you're right, because we can be self-centered that way. Another thing that the mind will do whenever it's looking for these blue car negative thoughts and it can't find them is it will actually plant your own insecurities into the dialogue of others, of the people that you love and the people that are around you. And what I mean by this is if you're sitting around and you're going, oh my God, I'm so annoying. They think that I'm so aggravating when I text them. They're not actually thinking that. You will never actually know what they're thinking, but you're thinking that. And now at this point, from you thinking that, you are literally using their voice and you're using these people that you love as an outlet for your own insecurities. And I'm gonna say that again. When you think things like that, oh, they think I'm so annoying, you're using this person's voice in your own head to speak out your insecurities. And that's not fair to you, but it's also not fair to this person that loves you. I saw a quote one time. It was this girl that told her boyfriend, she said, I think that every time I text you, you probably think I'm so annoying. And he responded and said, why would you think that of me? That right there blew my mind, because he was like, why do you think that I'm mean? Another quote that I saw, it said, you will never know what the world thinks of you, so assume it's good, always. This kind of leads me into my last thought that I wanted to really touch on in this video, which is an addiction that no one talks about, and it's silent and it'll creep up on you. An addiction that we all have is an addiction to our own mind. And the idea that every thought that we have is just profound and important. And a way that I've been trying to combat that addiction lately, like the obsessive just addiction of thought, have to think, and it causes those negative spirals because no one can sit around and think nothing but good things all the time. That's crazy. But something I've been doing to combat that is breath work. And breath work is one type of meditation that does not have to be detailed. It doesn't have to be complicated. Literally just in, out. In, out. And you can make it a little more complicated. You could take it a step further and you could inhale the positivity, exhale the negative. But all I try to do, because I get so tired of thinking, is I literally try to just breathe. In, out. Because it's very hard to focus on those thoughts when you're focusing on nothing but your breath. That's enough rambling out of me. I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to address it because I think that this is something that so many people struggle with, but we're all scared to say that we're all struggling with it. And just because a lot of people are going through something doesn't mean that it's not a real issue, and it doesn't mean that it's not important. So if you're stuck in these thought spirals, interrupt them. There are not more blue cars than there were yesterday, and you are not all bad. That is a delusional thought. You are not all bad, okay? Let's get back into the video. I love you guys. If you couldn't tell by this glorious shower cap situation, I just got out of the shower. I'm about to put this face mask on. That way I can wear it while I sage the house. I am tired. I decided to feed my cat before I sage because this stuff stinks and I know the sage is gonna get that smell out, but I want you guys to hear how dramatic she is when I'm opening the can. What is this? Really? Gross. The way that your house or your space feels like right after you cleanse it with whatever you may use is unmatched. It just feels so good and so pure in here, and the heavy air just feels lifted. I love it. And due to this ongoing conversation that we're having about negativity and breaking that pattern by applauding the everyday things around you, I wanted to share a poem that I wrote a couple months back that I feel like just really sums all of that up. They say not to applaud a fish for swimming, but why? I found that cheering is how we survive. I simply have to thank the wind for blowing, my lungs for breathing, a garden for growing. Because it's their purpose, does that make it in vain? No, a life void of celebration will make you fall with the rain. So cheer for the damned who damn everything well, and for the righteous who still end up in hell. Cheer for yourself for being nothing but you, and laugh with the sky for being nothing but blue. Why, you ask? Do we silence our purpose but punish our flaws? No one knows. It's why I'll never rest until I hear the ocean's applause. All right, babies, that's it. I will be back to ramble to you guys next week. Until then, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate all of you. Forehead kisses for everyone.